Hey, Easy Agent Pros, this is Tyler from Easy Agent Pro, and in this episode of In the Lead, we're going to dive into two things you can do that can get you more clients from basically anywhere. But I'm going to be focusing on people that are stalking you from Zillow that you don't even know about. But first, I want to start with a question. What do you think is the most challenging thing about being a real estate agent? Because there's one thing that really stands out to me as being overall the biggest challenge of being in real estate, and that is creating a actual unique selling point or point to choose you. If you look at any other business, it's really easy to find ways to be unique, to stand out, and to be actually different. But in real estate, it often, people all promise the same things. And whether they follow up on that promise and deliver is debatable, and that's long term really easy to stand out and be the person that over the long haul is the person delivering the value and being the best person to do business with. But in the short term, it's really hard to create that unique selling advantage, right? If you look at companies in other industries like the food industries or anywhere else, it's really easy to be different than your actual competition. But in real estate, it's harder to actually compete on the small term with something that makes you unique. And so what I want to look at is why people actually do business with you. And what the answer to basically everything that clients want is, in my opinion, is trust, right? Clients want experience, they want knowledge, they want people to sell the house for more, they want people to buy the house for less, they want people to find the dream house that's not on the market, they want people to get listings left and right, that are sold left and right. They want all these things, but what all that really boils down to is trust. All you need, because any real estate agent can promise those things, right? And for the most part, without false advertising, can back some of that up, even if they're newer, right? So how do you compete with that when someone who can say, "Oh, I'm experienced. Yeah, I've sold some houses in the past," and that's pretty low hanging fruit. That's not that big of a barrier to entry. How do you overcome that so that you're really unique and thus easier to grow your business bigger or do what you need to do and be competitive in the marketplace? And the answer to all that, to me, is trust. You need to always build trust into your business. So that means building blocks online that build trust, them seeing you everywhere, that builds trust, them knowing you, that builds trust, them being referred to you, that builds trust. There are all these things that build trust, them finding you on social media, that builds trust, them knowing that you work with their wife, that builds trust, knowing that you coach their son's basketball team, that builds trust. Trust is really easy to build, but it's actually the crux of what makes you competitive as a real estate agent. I could go get a license in your community tomorrow, and I could not then get that trust to equal your trust, right? Trust is sort of the differentiator right now, the way I see it, in terms of making things competitive or just, being an average real estate agent. And so the problem with knowing that that's trust, like if you accept that as what it is, the problem then becomes, how do I build trust? And most agents never can understand that, because if you think of the whole buying cycle as a glacier, most of it's underwater, right? You don't see them snooping around agent profiles at 2 a.m. on like a Sunday night. They just don't contact you. You don't know that. You don't see them looking at houses on Zillow for 6 to 18 months. You don't see them Googling people left and right. You don't hear them asking their friends. You don't hear them posting in Facebook groups asking what agents they should use. You don't see them checking out your review page but not contacting you. You don't the buying cycle is very sniper-esque right now. People are very self-educated and they want to go online, find who they want to do business with, get all the trust built then, and then snipe them, pick that real estate agent, and then do business with them. And the stats back that up. The stats back it up. 80% of people do business with the first buyer's agent, I think it is, and it's like 60 to 90% do the same with the first seller agent. So if you get the appointment, you're in business. And what that means then is that, okay, we have to build trust, but we also have to build the trust before they contact us, right? Because there's no other way. If you accept those two premises, that the only way to compete is with trust and trusting that you have all those things, and then the only way to build that trust is to do it before they ever contact me, because there's no way in heck I'm gonna get them to contact me first. Then you can start working on some solutions to that. So I'm going to give you 2 solutions right now that solve that problem, right? So let's say you're a real estate agent in Dayton, Ohio. What you need to do is you need to make sure people run into you 7 to 13 times before it gets to that deciding point, right? They're searching on Zillow, they're Googling stuff. They need to find you in 7 to 13 ways, and then they're going to trust you more than anyone else. And then when it's time for them to make that snipe decision, you're the one they're going to go to, right? It's not set up a Facebook ad, get 100 leads, and then convert 5%. That just doesn't work, right? It's dream world thinking, right? What you can do is you can build up all these different touch points, and once you have them all, it starts working like an echo effect. So here's one thing that you can do to make this better. The first is having a testimonial landing page being part of what you're doing on your website, right? And having it be optimized for SEO so that when people type in your name, it comes up, right? So first step 1 is when people type in your name, what do they find? Are they finding a blank Zillow profile, or are they finding your personal website? They should be finding your personal website with reviews on it, because otherwise it just doesn't leave a good taste in their mouth. They're going to research 3 to 8 agents on Zillow, 3 to 8 agents off Realtor.com, 3 to 8 agents off of XYZ local website of yours, and then they're going to snipe and contact one. That's what everyone is doing. That's how they're buying iPads. That's how they're buying MacBooks. That's how they're buying Samsung phones. They're doing all the research, figuring out who they want. And so what you can do is you can link your Zillow profile to that testimonial landing page. You should link your Yelp profile to a review page on your website, right? Because when they look at that review thing and then go to your site, they don't need to see more listings. At that point, they're trying to decide if they trust you. And listings don't help build trust, right? Things that help build trust are blog posts that you've written, neighborhood pages that you've written, Facebook pages that are filled out, neighborhood landing pages that you've built, review pages on your schedule thing, and that's what helps it. So it goes from your profile to there, and then what you need to do, the second thing that's majorly important, is you need to carry the relationship forward. And how do you do that? Set up Facebook retargeting. So Facebook lets you put a cookie on your website that tracks everyone that visits it. And then what you can do is you can, on Facebook itself, set up video ads that are only shown to people who visited your website. How does that work? Well, people do business with people they trust. And to build that trust, they need to see your face, hear you 7 to 13 times. Then they're just going to want to do business with you. They're not even going to know why. This is why market research isn't going to help you do this, because they're not even knowing why they want to do business with you. So they go from Zillow to your testimonial landing page, and then they disappear again. They're still under that iceberg, right? And what you need to do is you need to show them on Facebook your video over and over, your blog post over and over, your neighborhood landing pages over and over. And if you set up a small budget, even just $1 to $2 a day, to show videos, blog posts, and content to people who've already visited your website, you're going to see more of those people converting into leads, and you're not going to know why. But this is why. Because you're building trust before asking anything from them. You're giving to get. Whatever the metaphors you want to use, trust is the core for everything. And the one thing I really recommend you doing with this is video retargeting, with your face to the camera, with your voice there, because that builds trust more than text, more than images, is them seeing and hearing another human's voice. This is what you like. This is why you're a real estate agent, right? Because you like that sales relationship, you like calling, you like talking on the phone, you like that belly to belly relationship. Now you can do it digitally, belly to belly, with everyone on your actual website through video ads and through retargeting. So if you don't know how to set that up, just go back over to the site. I'll link it up in the video. You can just scroll to the bottom, set it up. Basically, you go to Facebook, get a cookie, put it on your website, and then you can show ads to people that have already been to your website. And you're going to, with those two things, focusing on reviews on your website instead of IDX, and with the Facebook retargeting with video, going to see a lot more success. So I'm Tyler with Easy Agent Pro. Thanks for watching this In the Lead video. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.